Hey you guys, it's Tamara. I wanted to come to you really quickly and give you an update. I'm finally by myself and I'm in the car. Surprise, surprise, I have to run to work really quick. So I thought, what a great opportunity. So it's Wednesday, the 9th. And I had surgery 1 week ago on the 2nd here in Anchorage, Alaska, at Alaska Regional Hospital with Dr. Michael Todd of Alaska Bariatric Center. And everything went well. I did end up spending 2 nights in the hospital. I think that was mainly because I was really nauseated after surgery. Anytime I didn't even have to get up, even if just I put the head of my hospital bed up above like a certain degree, I would start to get dizzy feeling and nauseous, and every time I got up to go to the bathroom or to try to go to the bathroom, because the first like 4 times I went to the bathroom I didn't actually go, I just felt like I needed to. I brought a little ambi bag and like dry heaved essentially the whole time. It was just like burping and dry heaving. Nothing actually ever happened because of course there was nothing in my stomach, but it wasn't fun. I think it was I don't want to say a reaction, but just because I was on a patient medicated pain pump and it was morphine, and I'm not shy about pain medicine. Like if you give me something and I think that this is going to make me feel better, I'll take it. Not like a junkie or like abuse things, but if you can tell me I can press a button every 10 minutes, if I'm awake and I'm thinking about it, I'm going to press that button, which is awful. I realize now I wasn't even taking stock of how I was feeling. I just thought this is going to make me feel better. Well, I'm in the hospital. That's what I'm here for. And I would press it. So I think it was just prolonging my feeling ill. So even when they wanted to start me to try to take pain medicines by mouth, I was so nauseated every time I got up, they wanted to hold off. So it came to a point where the nurses were like, okay, you have to stop using this. Hopefully that will help the nausea. Because I was taking nausea medication, which would knock me the fuck out. So they're like, you have to stop taking this morphine and kind of let it run its course and see if that's what's making you so sick. And then we'll try to give you something by mouth for pain once, you're feeling a little bit better. Also, something that I wasn't expecting, because I've heard so many people, I've watched an unhealthy amount of YouTube videos of people going through this process, and I've heard so many people describing being in the hospital and having a chart to document their fluid intake and having goals as far as an ounce every half hour, and then it increases to or an ounce an hour or something, and it increases to 2 ounces or something. And them being at the hospital, their concern was that they get enough fluids. Well, they were restricting my fluid intake to an ounce an hour. So, and that was, according to my doctor, should have been the first 24 hours. But even after, even that second day after, I'd spent the night, and in the afternoon, they still would not allow me to have more than an ounce an hour. And I was just like, how the hell am I supposed to go home if I don't know that I can get enough fluids to keep me safe, keep me from being dehydrated? It really, concerned me, because I thought, you go to the hospital, you stay in the hospital on IV fluids until until they know that you can sustain yourself and take in enough fluid by mouth so that you're not going to be dehydrated. So when my surgeon came and visited with me during his run, and he saw me really late the next day, I was like, look, they're not letting me drink anything, and it's concerning me to go home and try to have to, you know, get in enough water when I haven't ever tried to do that. Like, what if I have a problem trying to get down more than an ounce an hour? And he's like, oh yeah, well, we'll just keep you. And I was like, okay, because that's honestly what I wanted. I was really concerned about going home at that point. So they kept me another night. My night nurse that second night was amazing, and he got there, and you know, after they had done change out, and he came back and was like, how are you doing? And I was like, you know, I'm thirsty. They haven't been letting me drink. And he's just like, yeah, the first day. He's like, but now we can increase it. What can I get you an apple juice? And it was like the best fucking apple juice I've ever had in my life. And he too, like, wouldn't just like keep refilling me on things. He was making me take it slow, but I didn't feel so restricted. I don't know. So he was amazing. I spent the night. I got an amazing night's sleep after a couple of false starts. I woke up. If I'm not feeling well, something that will help me, especially with the nausea, is having like a fan blowing directly in my face. So I don't really remember being in the recovery room because I was so out of it, but I do remember trying to be sassy and like let them know I had a good personality and that I was funny, but it wasn't really coming across because I obviously was not at 100%. And so I just remember if somebody told me their name, that I would use it so like the nurse I had in recovery, I think his name was Richard. And so every time I was talking to him or was asking for something, I'd be like, look, Richard. And to me, that's funny. Like, look, bitch. But if you don't know my personality, I'm sure it doesn't translate. And then couple that with me like just coming out of anesthesia, I probably just sounded like a complete brat. Anyways, but so when I was in recovery, I was like, I need an ice pack on my chest right now. Like, I'm burning up. I need something to help me cool down. So he gave me that, and then I feel like it was really shortly after I got to my room, I was like, I need a fan. I need a fan right in my face because I was dealing with that nausea. And so they were able to give me a tiny little tabletop fan, and I had it pointed directly at me almost the whole time I was there. Then that second night I fell asleep with an ice, and then I was keeping an ice pack like on my chest and then one right underneath my breasts. And that second night, I had my 2 ice packs on and the fan on, and what I didn't know is that there was a little crack in my window. There was like a 2-inch little flap on the window that opened to letting fresh air, and that was open. So I went to sleep, and like probably an hour later I woke up freezing, and I was so comfortable, which I don't even know how that is. So I like called the nurse, and he was such a sweet guy. He came in and he's like, what? And I was like, I'm sorry to be such a brat, but can you please get me a blanket? Because all I had on was a sheet because I had been hot the whole time. And so I had a blanket, like 2 blankets over by the window, and he's like, oh, you're not a brat at all, let me get you bundled up. And so he shut that window, and then I slept like a dream for several hours. So that was really good. So that was kind of my hospital experience. I think I'll do my kind of what's been going on since then in a separate video, just because I need to run into work and then I'll have to drive home. So let me pause for 1 second, and I will do a separate video to let you know how things have been since then. Okay, bye.